Good Saturday morning. Thanks for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions. Here I am. It is very active across the Tamco Live Doppler radar this morning. Let's dive into the Saturday morning show sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Again, we had some severe thunderstorms that swept through the Houston area. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Chambers County. Now moving into the Hampshire area, you can see lots of lightning strikes just in the last 1 to 2 minutes. 80 strikes here, but some locally heavy rainfall going on into Chambers County, moving into the Winnie area. Again, this will continue riding the I-10 corridor. Luckily, this is moving fast, about to move into the Hampshire area. Areas like Beaumont, Port Arthur, this will be getting here in the next hour to an hour, next 30 minutes to an hour and a half, and this will continue moving eastward, pushing into southwest Louisiana a little bit later this morning, probably around 9, 10 o'clock this morning. And then we have a pretty good window to actually get some things done before we see the next potential round that is currently in the San Antonio area. So if you zoom out, you can see some severe thunderstorms going on into the East Texas area, pretty active across parts of the United States. I want you to see what's going on in San Antonio. That's going to be our next round that moves in later this afternoon and evening. Big question is how fast does our environment recover after this initial round that we're having this morning? Look how much lightning strikes across the country, 515 lightning strikes just in the last couple of minutes. You look at the satellite and radars, thanks to our sponsor of TAMCO, Hailguard Beyond Class 4, very active in parts of the Lone Star State. This is now moving eastward, where this is our first big round, probably going to be our heaviest round this morning. Move through the Houston Metroplex area, now moving into the Chambers County area, approaching Beaumont and Port Arthur, and will continue moving into Lake Charles a little bit later this morning, and then areas out just to the west near San Antonio, pushing into San Marcos. That's what we'll be watching later on this afternoon and evening to see if it can actually hold together. How much does our environment actually recover later on this afternoon? Here's the current temperatures. You can see where some of the rain has moved through Houston and Baytown. It's slightly cooler instead of being into the middle to upper 70s, but still, it is a warm and humid morning that we're having this Saturday. Thanks to a sponsor of Neutron Electrical Services. We can see those current temperatures. Holly Beach already at 80 degrees this morning. Here's our outdoor and construction and also just our Memorial Day, or not Memorial Day, a Memorial Weekend Saturday forecast. The heaviest rain is really now until lunchtime, and then this afternoon and evening we'll be watching that next round moving in from the San Antonio and San Marcos region. How much does our environment actually recover is a big question. I think the heaviest and most widespread is now. We're just going to have to wait and see how we actually do later this afternoon and evening. So in other words, I think around lunchtime to at least 4 p.m., we could have a good window of opportunity to do anything outdoors. Thanks again to our sponsor of Modern Concrete. Let's look at the Futurecast, sponsored by Do Good. This is what we're seeing as of right now. Storms are moving into the interior southeast Texas, Chambers County, moving into Beaumont, Port Arthur, really in the next 30 minutes to an hour. This continues moving eastward. Some locally heavy rainfall will be ongoing in southwest Louisiana later this morning. But notice by the time we get to the lunchtime hours, Houston, Beaumont, even Lake Charles, we have a good window of opportunity possibly that we can start having some fun outdoors. Anything outdoors shouldn't be a big issue. It's that next round that we're going to be watching for that's coming in for the San Marcos region that will move into Houston around 3, 4, 5 p.m. and then we'll move into the Beaumont general region and Jasper, Port Arthur, Lake Charles later this afternoon, getting into the evening time hours. How much does our environment actually recover? This particular model just shows light to moderate rain as possible later this evening. If we recover a little bit quickly, unstable, get warm again, we could see moderate to heavy rain later on this afternoon and evening. But as of right now, our highest coverage and most intense could be right now into the lunchtime hours. We're just going to have to wait and see actually how active do we get later this afternoon and evening time with that second round. As we get into Sunday morning, there's this potential for some redevelopment just east of Houston, mainly into the Liberty and Chambers County area. That will progress eastward on Sunday and then start pushing into southwest Louisiana about the lunchtime hours. So really and truly, by the time we get done with Sunday morning, by the time we get into Sunday afternoon, a lot of this could start pushing more into southwest Louisiana. So majority of southeast Texas, this could be just isolated to scattered storms that we'll be watching for. So pretty much hit or miss storms is definitely possible on Sunday. So this afternoon, might be able to have some fun outdoors. And then tomorrow afternoon, we might have another good window that we can actually get things outdoors. Because right now, it seems to be the morning time that things are pretty active. How much rain are we actually going to get? I would say widespread-wise, 1 to 2 inches of rain seems pretty common. It's these isolated spots that we'll still watch for the potential 3, 4, 5 inches. I think all of that is very, very isolated, widespread-wise. 1 to 2 inches of rain seems pretty common. None of that is any big issues. It's just how much does it actually ruin our outdoor plans? Here we are with our outdoor temperature forecast for today. Thanks to the clouds and the rain, we're mainly going to be into the low to mid 80s throughout the day. We're not going to be in the upper 80s or 90s by any means. Thanks to our sponsor of Silsby Ford. Get you on. The highest coverage is likely right now. We'll have to see later on this afternoon, this evening, with that second round moves in, how fast is our environment recovering. Then overnight tonight, warm, muggy, and sticky. There's no doubt about it. Temperatures into the upper 60s, into the low to mid 70s. In our 7-day forecast for southeast Texas, rain chances sticking around the next 5 to 7 days, but the potential for widespread locally heavy rainfall is definitely now this morning. We'll watch to see what it does this evening. Sunday morning is probably going to be our best round, and then Sunday afternoon might not be that bad. And then Memorial Day Monday, we just have that isolated to possibly scattered showers and storms. I don't think Memorial Monday is a complete washout by any means. Tuesday is mostly dry, warming up into the upper 80s fairly quickly, and then possibly another big round moves in on Wednesday, and then some lingering showers and storms on Thursday and Friday. Same thing for Southwest Louisiana. This is going to be our best potential for locally heavy rainfall today and tomorrow, and then we've got some scattered storms on Memorial Day Monday. And then the rest of the week, we just keep those rain chances alive. I think our best potential for some widespread rain is going to be today and tomorrow, and then again as we get into Wednesday for Southwest Louisiana. Let's take a look at what's going on the radar real quick, because I see that the severe thunderstorm warning, this is at 7:25, continues for parts of Chambers County. This is the heaviest, is now moving into the Winnie area. It's now getting into parts of Hampshire as well, too. This is just below the Highway 90 corridor. This is mainly along Interstate 10. Again, this will continue to keep moving eastward, getting close to the Beaumont region, but some of the heaviest will likely move into Taylor Landing, Hampshire Fannett, getting into the Nederland, Port Arthur, Sabine Pass, Bridge City, and Orange, really in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Again, this likely is going to be our heaviest round today, is happening this morning, and then we'll just have to watch and recover to see what happens with this next round coming in from San Antonio later on this afternoon, really around 5, 6, 7 p.m. This could possibly move into the Beaumont region. How fast do we actually recover? For the Houston area, that will possibly move into your region around 3 p.m. So right now, this is our heaviest rain moving into the region, or moving through the region, now into the Chambers County area, and Winnie continues moving eastward. Let's check the Lakes region. Lots of lightning going on in parts of Livingston and Shepherd. This will continue moving eastward, getting into the Woodville area in the next 30 minutes, and then areas in the Lakes region from Jasper, Kirbyville. I would expect this to start moving into your region around 8:30 to 9:30 this morning. This is some locally heavy rainfall. 1 to 3 inches can be possible just with this possibly, but luckily it is moving fast. Lots of lightning. We're going to watch the chance for some gusty winds. 40, 50 mile an hour winds definitely aren't impossible, and then pea-size to nickel-size hail. This is just worst case scenario that I'm kind of just throwing out there. I don't think any of this is going to be a severe weather threat. It's just we have locally heavy rainfall, main thing that we're watching for. Wonderful time to go download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. We've got all this rain going on this morning. The potential comes back later this afternoon, mainly into the evening time. How fast do we recover? So please go download the Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. It will keep you updated around the clock 24/7, no matter where you are. So thanks for tuning in to the Saturday morning show. I hate to end this. I want to check back in one more time. I hate to make this such a long video, but with it being so active, I definitely don't just like, going away from this. Definitely want to continue to keep looking. As we got the latest radar scan, this continues to move towards the Fannett area. This will get into Taylor Landing. All of this is staying north of Bolivar Peninsula and Crystal Beach. This will be moving into pretty much parts of Beaumont, mainly into Nederland, Port Arthur, Sabine Pass, Bridge City, and Orange the next 30 minutes to an hour. And then again, this is our next area that will be moving into Woodville, Jasper, really in the next hour or two. And that's so you can see that there's somewhat kind of two different sections there. So Lumberton and Silsby might actually kind of miss out on this, as this area goes into the Jasper area, and this area is going to go into Beaumont, into Mid-County and Orange. So this section actually might miss out Silsby, Lumberton, and all of that this morning. So thanks again for tuning in to the Saturday morning show. We're going to have more updates throughout this morning, throughout the day, especially regarding that second round. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful Saturday, and we will continue to keep you guys updated.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by
At Gulf Coast Weather Solutions, we focus on delivering reliable weather forecasts. Our new app provides reliable weather updates and alerts no matter where you are. With real-time weather alerts and warnings, you can stay informed and prepared wherever you go. Download the Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app today on the App Store and Google Play, and stay connected no matter where you are.